Art and happiness don't really mix for me. I can only really do art when I'm in a state of suffering or misery, and that can be a bit problematic because sometimes I just want to do art because it's fun. And I have a hard time making that happen when I'm like in a good spot. But I guess now is a good time to talk since I am not doing so great mentally. And I guess I've been experimenting with the idea that I can try to induce suffering sometimes, and that sounds crazy, but like using it as a spice, taking all the disappointments in my life, the things that I want that I can't have, the goals that I think are impossible to attain, and just grinding all of that shit up and turning it into some spice and seasoning that I can sprinkle onto these paintings. And I feel like that just gives them a little bit more substance, maybe, and a little bit more of my soul embedded into them. It's funny because I like to use neon colors, and there's a kind of brightness about them, but they're all, like, all of my art is really sad. There's very little art that I do when I'm happy. So any of the paintings that I display here are usually, you know, the result of me not being able to cope with the world, or deal with my dissatisfaction and wanting to escape somehow. I was listening to a commentary track by an artist, and so how it went is they would talk about their song and then play the song. And it was really interesting to see how many of her songs were based on depression, or like depression was the subject matter. And one of the songs in particular was her talking about how she found that she was a better person when she wasn't depressed, and wanted to be more of the not depressed version of herself. And I thought that was interesting, and I could really identify with the idea that a lot of pain goes into art. But for me, since I can't really, you know, make art when I'm happy, or the art that I make when I'm like in a positive headspace, that's like kind of limited. So I kind of have to figure out how to really make the most use out of my depressed self, like put that guy to work. Because I feel like I do some interesting things when I'm depressed. There's a certain like a certain je ne sais quoi, a certain like like it hits kind of differently when I'm fucked up. My art just has a different quality about it that I really like. And so I kind of just have to be okay with having this depressed version of me, because like otherwise my art's gonna be kind of like lukewarm and not all that satisfying for me. And really, like, art creation is for me. I don't give a shit about like what anyone else thinks about this. I know I'm good. That's kind of all that matters. And I like my stuff. I'm my favorite artist. The stuff I paint is mainly just so I can look at it. So yeah, I mean, if you're struggling with your opinion of your art, or whether or not, I don't know, people are receptive to it, I would say maybe just don't give a fuck, unless you're trying to make art a career, which I'm not doing. This is strictly just for my own sanity, let's say. Well, I won't even say enjoyment. It's just to keep me level. It's to keep me sane. It's to help me deal with all these things in my life that I am unable to deal with. So a quick note on some self-induced suffering and what that could look like. And I don't mean self-harm. Let's be clear. So when we went to watch the eclipse, I decided that it would be kind of fun to just sleep on the floor on some camping pads as opposed to bringing a more comfy air mattress. And I wanted to do that just because I wanted to kind of be cozy in some suffering. Do something a bit different, something slightly uncomfortable, connect with maybe a previous version of me who was sleeping on floors for trick gatherings.
Guys, why is the floor sticky?
Sorry. It's one of the black light. This entire area is just blank. It's because somebody spilled.
And to just, like, I don't know, make it an experience so that when I do return to my own bed, like, it's comfy. I appreciate it more. I appreciate the things that are going well in my life when I just let myself do something that's not the most comfortable. Also, you should watch this video of me painting my coworker's corgi because Moose is super cute.